Sayaplayer was one of Overwatch's greatest DPS stars.
Just taking another angle. Oh my god! Oh, there we go, Saya! Triple kill from him! The huge plays! Just tombing him! Get out, Valiant!
But after his team struggled to find success on the game's biggest stage, his future looked bleak.
So it was really bad situation for me. So at that time I lose a passion a little bit.
Valorant reignited Saya's desire to compete, and he's ready to shine once again.
이건 너무 재밌잖아.
내 동료를 죽이게 두진 않겠어.
좋은데.
적군이 한 명 남았습니다. 스파이크가 B 지점에 떨어졌습니다.
Nice. I don't think they're going to be ready for Saya and Spawn either. He finds one, it's so clean. Here comes the anime battle. Finish up high. Oh, Saya! Get out of here!
We talk about the push down towards Garage, so it's a 1-for-1. Blink Storm for a Sayaplayer. Cloud Burst in the front of sight. A double swing for the attackers here in the front. And what a shot here from Sayaplayer!
No!
This is an A hit.
Sayaplayer still dancing around this cage down to 25 HP. Tripwire in his way too. Dashing in!
No!
What is he doing? Sayaplayer! A Red Bull clutch out of literally nowhere! I can't believe it! That is outrageous, Saya!
Hey folks, before we get into the video, I just want to tell you all to please sub to the channel and turn on notifications if you haven't done it yet, because it really does help. Okay, so some of you might have only recently heard of Sayaplayer. He's one of the most exciting Jett players in NA, and his performances for the Guard have helped the team break into Tier 1 Valorant. But his journey to stardom began long before Valorant. See, before the game even came out, Saya was one of Overwatch's most exciting DPS players.
He's gotta be your priority #1 right now, and look at it, he's just taking another angle. Oh my god! Oh, there we go, Saya! Triple kill from him! The huge plays! Just tombing him! Get out, Valiant! So sick, Saya. Well, this is an example of how to hard carry, ladies and gentlemen. There you go, Sayaplayer.
So how exactly did Sayaplayer go from being one of the OWL's biggest stars to becoming one of Valorant's newest breakout sensations? Well, to answer that, we have to go all the way back to 2016, when Sayaplayer was 17, deep into soccer, and discovering Blizzard's new hero shooter in his home country, Korea. After losing his passion for soccer, Sayaplayer became obsessed with Overwatch, and quickly decided that he wanted to go pro. He believed that as long as he put in the work, he'd break into Korea's Tier 1 Overwatch scene. And by early 2017, he was popping off for Meta Athena in OGN's Overwatch Apex Season 2.
Now he's going to poke his head out. They are going to be able to see what this composition is. Oh! A near miss. Sayaplayer so close. As soon as Carpe was out there, it seemed like he knew exactly what... Oh, there it is! Maybe the first of multiple. Working on that Diva shield. There's a shot of the man himself. Going for the mid-air shots now. Oh, there the shot of Winston. Going into the Mercy as well. He is carrying this fight. There's another twinkle.
Saya's flashy plays quickly caught the eyes of the Florida Mayhem in the newly formed Overwatch League.
So initially, we were looking for someone that had incredibly raw talent and mechanical skill, in which Sayaplayer really fit that bill.
Mayhem fans were dying to see him play, and in his first week of matches, he gave them a taste of what to expect.
Oh, Sayaplayer taking it to a libero, and he will kick out his former teammate. Remember me? Arc! That was new memories created there. That was actually That was actually, I think, a 3 or 4 person flashbang.
Unfortunately, despite all of Sayaplayer's talents, the Mayhem just couldn't beat the league's top teams. Their poor form continued into Stage 4, and by the end of the season, they missed out on playoffs. But the one shining star throughout all their struggles was Sayaplayer.
Everyone, you know that he's your pocket, you know that he's the carry, and everyone's in on the action, and that's why. He makes it look so easy. Unbelievable. Just not missing a single shot. All headshots, all headshots. EQO drops dangerously low, however, probably a bit of a volley there coming in from Zupe. There you go. Sayaplayer rewarded with one, follows it up on a kill, and now he's looking to cut him off as they retreat. Sure enough, there it is. Boombox is dead. Neptuno is dead. Sayaplayer. So good.
Oh yeah, let's take a look at this.
right before that final point comes up. The shot on averting that is so filthy there.
His performances in the final two stages of the season earned him a spot in the league's first ever All-Star weekend alongside some of the best players in the world. It was a nice distraction from his team's struggles, but the Mayhem needed to make a drastic change if they wanted to qualify for the Season 2 playoffs. Unfortunately, the losses just kept piling up.
It doesn't really matter. As soon as the Transcendence expires, it might just be in. Bubble
Grab is
already
good,
here. They
though.
lock down the grab.
The grab is good, though.
It's going to be taken out. Hagaman's going to be going down. The beat comes in. Dynasty. Can they actually do it?
No way.
He gets the right click against all odds. They look to turn this one around. The shatter comes through. Zephyr trying to beam them down. He'll get knocked up into the air. The OT plummets away. And oh my God.
Florida Mayhem have a one-player advantage going into the next stage of the fight. Sayaplayer down, trick open. Has he done it again? He might have bailed them out. He's got rid of Chris, and now Zephyr going down to Sinatra. The Florida Mayhem are pushed off the payload.
And New York XL on the defense. It is looking like it's all coming together for them. Florida Mayhem, they tried their hearts out today, but it just wasn't enough. New York XL, an elite top 3 team in the league.
Sayaplayer was still popping off, but the Mayhem finished the season at the bottom of the table once again. And in 2019, Sayaplayer's days as one of the best DPS players in the league came to a grinding halt. The meta was changing. Hitscan characters fell out of favor and teams were running triple tank and triple healer team comps, which left Sayaplayer riding the bench for a lot of the season, or sometimes flexing onto heroes that he wouldn't normally play.
So I can't play any DPS hero, so it was really bad situation for me. So at that time I lose a passion a little bit because of meta.
By the end of the year, heroes like Hanzo and Widowmaker made their way back into the meta, but the damage was already done. Sayaplayer had fallen out of love with the game. So with his Overwatch days behind him, in April 2020, Saya turned his eyes to a new challenge.
I saw Valorant came out, and I used to be like CSGO, kind of CSGO games, so I want to try it.
Sayaplayer wanted to go pro again, so he grinded Valorant non-stop. And by October 2020, he was offered a spot on T1. Now, in the early days of Valorant, T1 was one of the most exciting rosters in the game. They had Brax, Skadoodle, Dazed, and AZK. It was basically an iBuyPower CSGO reunion. And with a Korean aim god rounding out their roster, fans had high hopes for T1. And Saya was excited to play alongside some of the big names he looked up to from the CSGO scene.
I didn't play professional, but I watched CSGO matches, so I already know them. So it was really a good experience for me, and I'm really excited because I really don't play tactical FPS before, so I think I can get a lot of experience from them.
Sayaplayer changed his name to Spider. He started playing mostly Omen and Jett for T1, and once qualifiers for Riot's first big domestic tournament got underway, he popped off immediately.
Time is of the essence, and that is the 5th player, the 6th player in the lobby, but unfortunately for them, so is Spider as they get caught in the web. The Venom strikes all down to player 1, and Spider will take him down.
And Spider, quick snappy headshot. Oh, a second from Spider, the 3rd!
Dawn is able to take care of one of the anchors as Kumon takes care of the other one as well. Spider's one of the last ones standing. The Rolling Thunders use Spider trying to stay alive. Somehow is able to win that fight. He dropped things down to 1v1. He's got the Phantom and he clutches it out. Spider with a serious impact for T1.
Spider's performance helped T1 qualify for First Strike, but their tournament run was cut short after a loss in the opening round to the eventual winners, 100 Thieves.
What a huge fight by Austin, and Hiko closes out the match through the Phoenix wall.
100 Thieves taking it over T1. What a fight it was. They fought so damn hard, so many clutches. You could see the preparation from both teams. They both played so damn well. It's heartbreaking to see one of these two teams exiting the tournament, but I mean, we have to give it to both of them. They played it so well.
Sure, this wasn't the result that T1 wanted, but qualifying for First Strike had to be a good sign. At least, that's what everyone thought.
The Vandal says you're done. One player left. It's all on Spider. 3 versus 1. This is going to be the tallest of orders. This completely keep him in the VCT. It's not going to happen.
Defenders
T1 going down to and boxing that best of 3, going the whole 9 yards, 2-1 final score, and top 16, T1, they're going to be out.
2021 proved to be a disaster for T1. They were losing, but more importantly, the roster was a revolving door. First, Automatic joined from CSGO, followed by Curry, then Brax left to join TSM, only to return a few months later. Then, a few months after that, Dazed got dropped. The roster changed every couple of months, making it difficult for the team to build any sort of chemistry. By the end of 2021, Spider decided it was time to leave T1, and also change his name back to Sayaplayer. Luckily for him, a new roster was forming just as he entered free agency. Owned by the same company as the Overwatch League's LA Gladiators, the Guard wanted to build a top-tier Valorant roster in NA. And once Matt Elmore joined as the team's head coach, he immediately gave Saya a trial.
There were a couple different duelists that I wanted to trial, and they had brought in Saya to trial as a flex player. Whenever we scrimmed them on Gen G, the only time I felt like T1 ever competed with us was when Saya was on Jett, on like Icebox and stuff, and he would just drop 40 on us. And so I knew he was extremely capable as a Jett opper, and like he was very, very difficult to deal with at times. And like I wanted to bring Saya back in to trial as a Jett.
The Guard recognized that Sayaplayer had something special, and they signed him in December 2021, despite the fact that his competitive history in Valorant was shaky. And with some of the best Jett knives in NA, Sayaplayer was ready to do some damage.
What a wacky round. I don't think they're going to be ready for Saya and Spawn either. He finds one, it's so clean. Here comes the anime battle. Finish up high. Oh, Saya! Get out of here!
Ahead of the 2022 VCT season, the Guard got some practice at various online events and added Trent to their roster for extra firepower. Once the open qualifiers got underway, Sayaplayer and the Guard proved that they were a team to fear.
We're not really in there yet because we already had a fast rotation going in for the defense, exactly with the shock dart, a recon dart. I had to come out at the same time, and it's going to be a crew that still has the advantage. Sayaplayer, though, with this bull that we mentioned before, bites the first one, barks for the second, and will he get this 1v1? And he will for the Red Bull clutch himself to make it 11-8 for the Guard. We talk about the push down towards Garage, so it's a 1-for-1. Blink Storm for a Sayaplayer, Cloud Burst in the front of sight, a double swing for the attackers here in the front, and what a shot here from Sayaplayer! 2 daggers in the face of Calm and Pancakes, and that's going to be the Guard at that point. And we got a bunch of trades going in. Trent's on a 2 versus 1, looking to clutch this, but the spike is down. Cosmic Divide on the defender's side. He's trying to hold back towards the sidewalk. Alina out for the first goal. Oh, what a flick there on the Pancakes! And it's going to be the Guard winning this 13-7. And Trent, the clutch player for the Red Bull clutch.
Saya and his team popped off. Their performance earned them a spot in the VCT Challengers group stage among some of NA's best.
It was a story of being able to bring a team together for a really long time now and just make sure that it was a team that gelled, and they have gelled themselves into the VCT.
But Sayaplayer didn't just make an impact on the server. With plenty of esports experience, his young teammates now look up to him. He knows what it takes to compete at the highest level and has the mentality you'd expect from a Korean pro player.
So I respect him a lot for the fact that he knows what it takes to be one of the best. I'm trying to be a sponge and just learn as much as I can from him because he's very professional at what he does, and I think what makes him better, or gives him that edge, is that he's just mechanically on another level compared to like a lot of the players in the scene, and he's a pretty selfless player. He's willing to do anything he can to win, so I respect that a lot.
You know, he's a competitor. He genuinely wants to get better, and he puts in effort to do so, and I really respect that about players like that.
Sayaplayer and the Guard have proven that they're one of the best teams in North America. After facing off against some of the region's top dogs week in and week out, you can't say they're not the real deal. And after competing at the top of Overwatch and Valorant over the last 6 years, it's pretty clear that Sayaplayer is something special too. He went from grappling on Widowmaker to updrafting with Jett, and no matter who he played for along the way, he always showed up. But this time is different. The burden of carrying his teams isn't there like it has been for most of his career. Alongside some of NA's best young talent, this Korean superstar finally has the support that he deserves. And next week, once the Challengers main event kicks off, Saya will finally get a chance at qualifying for his first ever international LAN in Valorant.
Thanks for watching. If you want more content like this, hit the sub button and ring the notification bell. For unique bite-sized videos you won't find anywhere else, hit us up on our Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.